15% aftermarket.
I
Wow.
think the case that the neo cloud infrastructure as a service has taken some of that capital, but the other part of the market that's really taken that
Chat is
capital
open.
has been
Yes.
cybersecurity. It's been names like Okta and CrowdStrike and Palo Alto. And I think the part that
Let's
you
say
mentioned
Okta.
at the end there is really my biggest takeaway. Clean beat and raised. I mean, that goes without saying. But the AI being a growth driver for this business, how many software companies can truly say that right now and point
Let's see.
to it and show? You also
Let's see maximum.
combine this with the fact that a large part of the strength is driven by larger
Okta was
customers.
up
Well, those are the ones that are spending
2021
on AI. So
and
you can
then
kind of look at this story and say, hey, we're
down.
benefiting from AI, but we're also seeing the strength driven by the customers who have been fleeing software spending because
Wow.
they've been working on R&D elsewhere. They're not seeing that at all at Okta.
I mean, you bring up a great point too. Whenever we talk
16%
about these software
aftermarket.
names, it's always this conversation about software disruption. And here, they're driving a completely different narrative that AI is a growth driver because AI has
Wow.
created a new identity problem. As these companies
CRM.
deploy millions of AI agents, those agents need to have the same oversight humans do, authentications, permissions, governance. Okta now trying to turn that into a new growth market. And it looks as though they are doing a pretty good job of doing that, Sam, with these numbers that they're putting up here. They're up 15.5%. I mean, in the conversations that you had today or in the notes that you read coming into Okta,
Up
what were some of the things
2021,
that investors
then
and analysts
down,
were looking for here?
Yeah, I would just
and
agree
again
with what you
up.
said. I mean, obviously AI is presenting a massive opportunity for a lot of these guys, particularly in the business of security. And so I would just say this really quickly because I see HP coming through. I think the current RPO obligations coming at 14% was probably the main thing that people were watching out for, as we
SMH.
said, because that came in higher than the expectations. I was looking at it about 11% here. So obviously that's some good news while we're seeing some move to the upside too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Okta up 15.5% right now. Let's jump over to HP. They are higher, not higher than 15.5%. We're up about 5.5% right now. So let's walk through these numbers as they're coming through. EPS, 83 cents. That's beating the estimate, looking for 66 cents. It's up almost 11% year over year. Their net revenue for the quarter came in at $15.68 billion. That was
And
up
Nvidia
13% year over year, and certainly above the $14.42 billion that was estimated. The EPS and their GAAP EPS included an 11-cent favorable
209
impact from tariff
support.
refunds. So we have another company here benefiting from those tariff refunds. As we look at the revenue breakdown, their personal systems revenue is $11.77 billion versus the $10.5 billion estimate, so pretty significant beat there.
Subscribe, give like to
Operating
this
margin
video,
came in
okay?
at 4.6%. The estimate was looking for a little bit north of 4.5%, so a beat there as well. And printing operating margin at 18.1% above the estimate there as well.
Let's see HP.
For free cash flow, they're at $1.57 billion. That's up close to 7% year over year. They also raised their EPS outlook for the fiscal year, 319 to 329. That was from a range of 290 to 310. The estimate was looking for 305, so we're well above that. They've also raised their free cash flow.
Yes, subscribe, give like to this video.
$2 billion, up from a previous range of 2.8 to 3. And for this coming quarter, the current quarter, they're looking for EPS of 69 to 79 cents. The estimate was looking for 67, so better than expected there, with an 8-cent favorable tariff refund effect embedded in that number
Let's
as
see Nvidia.
well here. So as we look across these numbers, and just in the time it took me to read you them, but we did get them to you right as they came out, we have now plunged 7.5%, Alex. So what are you seeing that's leading this move to the downside?
Yeah, I think to me the one thing that stands out is we have to ask the question right now for these companies that have exposure to tariff and tariff refunds. How much of these numbers is being clouded by that story? This is a company that's provided a tremendous amount of transparency, but the numbers just aren't as good once you take out that effect. And so you look at the guidance for the current quarter, it would be a miss without that favorable impact. So with that in mind, it kind of sours the results. Is it enough to make this stock plunge? I'm not sure about that, but it's a totally different stock than these other names. And it was too good to be true. 4 for 4 going into Nvidia. This balances it out just a little bit.
All right, Sam, so how are you looking at the balance here and the look that we're getting at the hardware cycle from HP here and the numbers they're putting up? Another company with a tariff impact, and good on them for the disclosure and the very specific disclosure of how impactful it was, but as Alex highlighted, it does not lend itself to a significant beat as it would appear.
And I think that initial reaction, obviously that pop and that drop is really much speaking to what Alex just highlighted there. I mean, clearly the street is obviously coming around to what's been reported here with that sort of idiosyncratic kind of one-off, as we've been talking about with those tariffs. We've seen it in a number of reports, because heading into this, and this is actually going to be interesting as sort of a prelude to NVIDIA as well, if we see any comments coming from Jensen Huang about this, is the rising cost of memory, which has obviously been a big margin risk for a lot
Yes,
of
don't
these
forget
guys in the
subscribe,
business
give
of
like
hardware. I mean,
to our
we
videos
also want to
and
know
free
a little bit more
signals.
about some of the AI PCs,
Yes.
the products, the
Go
refresh
here.
cycles, whether people, how fast they're adopting
And
to some of these
subscribe.
products as well. I know the printing sector margins.
And what
have
stocks
been
did you
a bit of
buy?
a concern going into
Especially
this as
NVIDIA
well,
report
just because
today.
of the commodity and transportation
And how much
costs,
money
but,
did you make?
I mean, we could take some clues from other hardware makers.
NVIDIA is
Lenovo,
up.
for instance, which talked about component
I told you,
costs and
207 was the
as well.
best.
I think that's perhaps why we did see a degree of skepticism very much going into this print today on
Cash secure
computer
growth
and
on this
also
level.
the printing hardware margins.
You're asking about crypto? No. Do you invest in
yeah,
crypto? It's very
very
risky.
interesting to hear
Put
what
in
they
chat.
have to say
Do you invest in
on
crypto
that,
and what
because I think
crypto?
there's going to be a lot of companies, including Jensen Huang, that are going to have to address that.
Bitcoin down.
Jump
Take a
back
look.
to Salesforce, because I said the beats were getting more significant, but as I'm looking at Salesforce, Alex and I both just saw it pop while you were talking. It's up about 13%. They have announced that
30%
they are
loss.
expanding their partnership with
No.
Anthropic. They're combining with Claude system
I don't
with
invest.
the software company's broad platform of
Super
business
risky.
tools. So under this new partnership, they're calling it Claude Force. Claude will offer a plugin for AI agents.
Take a look what happened in NVIDIA. NVIDIA reports. Now stay tuned.
Of Salesforce's platform. The company's also putting
Take a look, NVIDIA is
Claude
down.
inside of Agentforce, making it the reasoning model for the company's key AI product. That seems to be a huge driver to the upside for Salesforce, but let's take a look at NVIDIA here. The Super Bowl of earnings is coming our way right now.
NVIDIA,
We're
finally.
looking at EPS of $2.22. That is better than the expectation for $2.09. Revenue overall coming in at $96.2 billion. It is a slight beat over the $92.3 that was expected. The all-important data center revenue number, $89.0 billion. We're at $85.86 was the expectation here. Gross margins coming in at 75% for NVIDIA for this quarter. They're also offering some guidance here. Third quarter, this current coming quarter, $108 billion plus or minus 2% is the guidance they're looking at for their revenue. That outlook would be above the consensus here. They're also telling us that Vera Rubin is now in full production here. And as we look across, Jensen Huang saying that AI has reached its inflection point. He's used some similar language there as well. They're also now announcing their next quarterly cash dividend of 25 cents a share on October 1st. And their revenue for this current quarter, they are forecasting now $105.84 billion to $110.16. The street was looking for 105.15.
Oh no,
so
NVIDIA's
that would
down.
be above the range there. They've got a beat here. They've got a beat on sales. They've got a beat on EPS. But somehow, Alex, I just knew I was going to look down and it was going to be red, and it is red. It's down about 2.8%.
As usually.
It's not a huge move, not as significant as a move expected. Obviously, a lot of people probably waiting to hear from Jensen Huang himself. But let's hear, we got a couple more of the revenue breakdown, so let's just bounce through these numbers quick before we start our commentary. We've got compute and networking revenue coming in at $88.3 billion. That's about $4 billion better than the expectation. AI clouds, industrial, and enterprise revenue, that's that new separated out segment for some of these hyperscaler names, coming in at $40.31 billion. We're getting two numbers here. There's hyperscale revenue here at 48.71. That's also about $4 billion better here than what was looking here. Edge computing revenue coming in at $7.2 billion. That's better than the $6.61 billion. They're expecting their gross margins to be a little bit less than they were this quarter for the current quarter, 73.5 to 74.5. We were at 75 for this one. Operating expenses for this current quarter looking for about $9 billion even. The expectation was for just underneath that number. So they say their commitments increased from $119 billion last quarter to $279 billion this quarter. So some impressive numbers that they put up here, Alex. But I mean, really, the question was, Were they going to be big enough beats? And right now, it's looking like the sentiment is maybe not.
It's so difficult to like sit here and try to criticize the fundamental numbers. So the numbers are one of one type of numbers when you look at this. I mean, you just read the commitments. The commitments are $279 billion. There's no other company on earth that has those kind of backlogs. This is like incredible stuff. Their gross margins improved. This is now a company that was
Expectations are
just
too
a few
high.
years ago, an obscure kind of high-end gaming chip company that is now generating, if you look at their guidance, a midpoint of $108 billion in revenue, not in a year, in a quarter. And it's just continuing to grow and grow and grow. Now, if I was going to try to poke a hole in something, because we got to try to find some sort of explanation here. It's less of a hole, maybe more of a concern, is one of the bull cases that I heard today when discussing this is that, hey, NVIDIA is branching out beyond hyperscalers, and it's this ACIE, which is this neo-cloud kind of adjacent and beyond revenue, names beyond the
Prices
big names.
down and
And
then
look
up.
at that number. It's extremely impressive, 40.3. But you compare the hyperscale revenue with about a $5 billion revenue beat, it basically explains the entire beat and then some. So to me, that means they
But
missed
it's gone
on
up
the bull case.
slowly.
So numbers are impressive. They're beyond impressive. But you can say there was a slight
Yes, put
concern.
your questions in chat, okay? Subscribe, give like to this video. You see, NVIDIA went down and then immediately up.
We are recovering a little bit. We're only down about
And reports are
8%.
very
A lot
good.
of it tied to everyone wants to hear from Jensen Wong. They want some commentary. We have
And NVIDIA made a lot of money.
the China wild part here, the China component. I'm seeing through, as I was just reading through while Alex was talking here.
Micron and other chips,
Again, to this report,
we're
they're
just
not including
sideways.
any China data center compute revenue in the guidance here. So again,
Micron a little
the
bit
wild
up.
card remains on that front.
SanDisk.
But what is standing out to you specifically? We've had so many conversations across the board about NVIDIA and what they have
And
to do
WDC.
here to change the trend.
Yes,
As
put in
Alex
chat what
pointed
stocks
out,
did you invest and how much money
are
did you make.
hard to argue with
WDC
because they are
470.
They are. Look, I don't think the beat and raise was really in question going into this. I think we can kind of put that aside.
NVIDIA down and
There had been some
after that it's
concerns
up.
going into this about whether they would stick in that
Okay, subscribe, give like to this video.
remembering that,
See you next video. See you, bye.